Welcome to Bethel Woods at Home. My name's Laura, and I work in the Museum Education and Creative Programs Department. So I get to help create, develop, and implement some of our creative learning opportunities in partnership with staff and an amazing roster of teaching artists. Our programs are directly linked to our mission to inspire, educate, and empower through the arts and humanities. Today, I'm going to share with you one of my favorite teaching, thinking, and learning tools called mind mapping. Mind mapping has also been referred to as concept mapping, and it is a two-dimensional note-taking technique that incorporates imagery, pictures, words, and color to help map out relevant knowledge and information on a specific subject. Mind mapping is based on 40 years of research on the brain. That research has showed us that the brain functions better when we make associations between words and images. So come with me on this journey. I'm going to take you over to my computer and we'll do a few things together. First, I'm going to dive into a little bit more about mind mapping, exactly what it is. I will teach you how to build your own mind map, and we will be sharing some resources with you below the video so that you can get started at home.
Again, mind maps use pictures for recording knowledge, and it's been used for centuries in learning, brainstorming, and memory building. The earliest known use of a mind map is attributed to a 3rd century Greek philosopher, Porphyry of Tyre, who graphically visualized the concept categories of Aristotle. So here we have Porphyry and his tree that was one of the earliest known mind maps we have today. But in the 60s, the term mind map was actually coined by Tony Buzan, and he brought this tool to a really wide audience through his company, books, and TV series called Use Your Brain. So here's an actual mind map of Tony Buzan and all the things that he contributed throughout his career. But what I want to illustrate here is that mind maps start with a central idea, a central concept, and the relationships here stem out from this central key theme using what we call peripheral branching. And it's really up to the person making the mind map how many branches you're going to see in a mind map. Here's another example, a little bit more colorful and expansive, and it doesn't have to be all illustrative. It can use text and size. This is definitely thinking about art and design, imagination as a resource. And so let's build one together. The mind map I'm going to build with you today is a planning mind map, and I'm going to plan my dream garden with you. So the peripheral branches are going to have to do with what comes to mind first: cost, timeline, how long is this going to take? What, style of garden do I want? And what are the exciting features I want in my garden? And we live in Sullivan County, so you can't forget pests and deer. How do we keep them out? When you're drawing and doodling and brainstorming, little imagery that comes to mind for the piggy bank, ways to save. I have to pay for my garden somehow, and I might need to stage it out. What can I physically do versus who do I have to hire to help me? How long will this take? It's May now. What can I do in the year to reach my goals? The fun stuff like the features. I want vibrant color. I want it to be edible. I want it to be seasonal. And speaking of edible, the first time I ever pulled a carrot out of the ground, it was just such a visceral and fun experience. I definitely am going to have carrots. The style, it would be cool if I could have some gates and seating and have it be walk through and dreamlike. And, that might include tall walls or nets to keep the pests out, to make sure the birds don't eat my fruits. So this first mind map, is a rough draft. And you take your rough draft, flip the page, and start to build on these ideas. A lot of ideas will come to you on maybe areas of overlap or ways that you can simplify some of your thoughts as you brainstorm. And so you'll see with this, second version of the mind map, it's a little fuller, a little bit more thought out, and my entire branch regarding pest control kind of got lumped into cost as well as features, because as I'm researching, I learned that marigolds will help keep the pests away from your tomato plants. So if I want a truly seasonal garden, I'll include marigolds. And here's our finished mind map. Here's a nice up-close shot of our mind map, and it's truly inspired me to keep moving forward, and I hope that, in a year's time I'll be somewhere close to my dream garden. But let's talk a little bit about how we've been using mind mapping at Bethel Woods. Through one of our programs, Bethel Woods on Main, we did have a really awesome workshop on mind mapping and building out stories. So we used a collective mind map to instruct our participants on how to use this tool, and some of the things that came off of their experiences, and the myths that are surrounding Woodstock, and the fact that it was truly an intergenerational experience. It was a really fun day. And then, of course, we got to see some of their mind maps in progress. You can note the color and the symbols and the drawings, and they found it a really interesting experience. So how can you further use mind maps? So many different ways. One of Tony Buzan's mind maps, that is a digital version built online, I use pretty regularly when I spent some time doing career advising and helping to prepare students of all ages for their big interview day, and some of the things they need to think about, and how to prepare questions, and why do they want this job. We can also use this in terms of career exploration. If you want to be a veterinarian, what are the skills you need, and who are the people you're going to interact with on a day-to-day basis? Just some further examples for you. And as promised, I wanted to share with you some digital mind map tools. These will be included in the language below the video. These are all free for the website. So if you don't like to draw, the drawing's done for you. There's some really fun emojis that you can incorporate in your mind map. And for the less digital savvy, of course, get your Sharpie out, get your markers out. And just a quick reminder of where we've come on this journey together. So it's your turn now, and thank you for watching. We would love for you to share any mind maps with us. You can see some more of our programming online at bethelwoodcenter.org/@home, and show us what you've made using the hashtag BWAtHome on Facebook or Instagram. Thank you.